Hey guys, welcome to an all-new episode of Collection Expansion Extravaganza right here on ToyWorldOrder.com, starring me, Duvall, and my wife, Carrie Duvall.
Hello! Again.
We're back with an all-new show. Of course, guys, this show is all about the stuff we find at garage sales, flea markets, antique malls, estate sales, auctions, and so much more. Stuff we find out in the wild, stuff some friends have sent us, this, that, and the other. We've got some great stuff for you this episode. We've got some really cool stuff that I think you're going to like. And let's start off with some of the, let's start off with this before Carrie gets to the cute stuff. This is pretty interesting. And Carrie, right before we started recording, asked me, what in the world is this?
I said, who is that? And then I said, it looks like Benjamin Franklin.
This actually...
I still don't know who he is.
It was...
It says Hallmark.
Yeah, Hallmark made these. It's actually... I thought it was Rex Harrison from Dr. Dolittle, because it looks like these stuffed Rex Harrison. But actually, it is a P.T. Barnum doll.
Oh, so we're both wrong.
Yeah. So
well, where did we get that? Did we buy it because it was Rex Harrison?
Well, it was made in '79, and that's why I thought, oh, well, maybe it's Dr. Dolittle, and it's not. But this was at the, I found this at a local Animal Protection League garage sale. And I picked it up because he was like a dime. So, I mean, why wouldn't I? Why would I just leave him there?
So he's a circus guy, right?
He is. He's based on P.T. Barnum, who is, Barnum and Bailey's...
it still looks like Benjamin Franklin to me without the glasses.
I still say it looks like Rex Harrison from Dr. Dolittle.
What do you guys think?
Although he is a P.T. Barnum figure.
He's missing his glasses for if he was Benjamin Franklin. That's my opinion.
But it's kind of cute. It's not something I may or may not keep now that I realize, looking at the tag closer, that it's not Rex Harrison. I was kind of excited. I'm like, It's Dr. Dolittle. It's not Dr. Dolittle. It's P.T. Barnum. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, except P.T. Barnum didn't exactly talk to animals. If I could talk to the animals.
So now we don't even know if we want this.
It happens,
Anybody
folks.
interested?
It happens, people. It happens. Carrie's got some cute little stuff. This little Donald is pretty interesting. We're not sure how many of these different characters they made. We have a Goofy. We have him loose, and with what he came with.
With this skateboard,
He came with a skateboard, and what they did, they came with a skateboard.
Now, Donald Smith's got something that's supposed to go up here, because it's got holes in his hands.
No, Goofy does too.
Oh.
The holes in their hands, because they were bendy.
Educate me, Duvall.
Because they were bendy, you could actually put him on the skateboard, and he would stay on the skateboard while you pulled the skateboard back.
No skateboard. Yeah, you think his was a skateboard too, then?
His would have been a skateboard as well. I'm not sure even who made these classic little Disney bendy guys that came with skateboards.
We have somebody wanting to make an appearance on the show.
Uh-oh. Pretty interesting little toys, though. These had to have been probably 80s, early 80s, late 70s. It's Chase Duvall. Late 70s, early 80s for these little guys. But they're pretty cute, and since we have a Goofy complete with a skateboard, and then we have a Donald, we'll keep a lookout and see who else we can manage to find. I'm sure there's a Mickey out there somewhere. I'm sure there's a Minnie probably, but plus the fact that they're dressed in their classic outfits is a cool little added bonus. So, what's up there, puppy dog?
Say hi.
Say hi. What are you shivering for?
To see who's shivering.
What are you shivering for?
What's the matter?
He's just so excited.
It's okay.
Oh, poor little guy.
Got sneezes in our face.
So excited, he shivers.
Got some little Happy Meal.
Yep, these were.
I think these are newer, weren't they?
These were the Smurfs, the sequel. Well, no, these would have been 2000. These would have been the first one. This was hefty from the first movie release, and then we have Handy Smurf from the second movie release. So
we have an assortment of these.
We do, and it's nothing that we really sought to
no,
find,
I don't like go out looking for them, but when we see them in a tub of stuff for a quarter, I usually will pick them up.
Yeah, we usually grab them if we don't have them. So we've gotten a few.
We love the Smurfs.
Yeah, we love the Smurfs. The second movie wasn't that great, but the first one's still a lot of fun and pretty cute. So, and Carrie just loves them because they're adorable, and she wants to take them home and hug them and love them. Especially Clumsy. She loves Clumsy Smurf. Little McDonald's toys. Of course, we're always collecting McDonald's Happy Meal toys, stuff that we don't have, stuff that we need. So these were pretty cool. Chase is licking my pants. Oh, apparently you.
Next up we have, I'll take over.
Yeah, go ahead.
This cute chipmunk, Alvin.
That's right. This was this was an Ideal Toys, and of course they made. You can see behind us, they made the chipmunk tour van and the wind-ups and the poseable figures, the little non-poseable PVC figures. But they also made these dress-up dolls. Of course, Alvin's outfit can come off, his hat and everything.
No, and the outfits that they show on the back, the Super Chipmunk one is super cute.
They have a jogger, a ball player, a Super Chipmunk, a boxer, a Santa Claus, a cowboy.
So the outfits are separate?
Yes,
separately?
Yeah. And of course, there was Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, and we happened across this Alvin in a box at an antique mall. I believe it was the antique mall we went to. We talked about an episode or so ago from Geneva, Illinois. We found it. I think it was like $10, and Carrie looked at me with it and said, "Can I get him?"
Can I get that?
I was like, "I don't care."
So cute. Now, are we going to keep him in there or
Yes.
take him out? The box is kind of beat up.
The box is a little beat up, but
What was on it? What was clipped here? There's something clipped to
his
it.
price tag.
Oh.
We just haven't here.
I see.
Let's remove.
I didn't know if something was supposed to be there.
Let's remove that safety pin. There we go.
Yeah.
Safety
super
pin.
cute. We love the chipmunks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the box is a little beat up, but it still makes a nice display piece even with a beat up box. I mean, I hate to take him out because he's like zip tied in there, and he's still got his tag on his hand. So it's kind of nice to find one of these in a box. What's really rare are the Ideal dress-up chipettes that have plastic heads, and those things are ridiculously expensive. So if
Which is why we don't have one.
If we ever find some of those out in the wild for a good price, believe you me, we are going to buy them. But it was a good little find for $10 though. Little Ideal stuffed Alvin. But they also have 18-inch ones too, which are pretty interesting. Which we've never seen that pull string talks.
Oh.
Yeah. And this last little cute thing we've got here is pretty neat. Again, APL sale. I was looking around. Carrie didn't go with us. I went with our good friend Dave. And Carrie didn't go, but I kind of looked around, keeping my eyes open for stuff that she would like. Usually we find some good stuff for her as well. And I saw this and was like, well, that's kind of neat. It's a whole little set of Bendums that has a cute Mickey and Minnie in it, and cute little figures. It's
so poseable.
Yeah, it's based on the classic cartoon The Male Pilot. So it's it's just a bunch of Bendums. It's Shyster and Peg Leg Pete and Mickey and Minnie. So it's made by Just Toys. I think this was probably the 90s when Just Toys was doing all these Disney Bendums. But it's really neat, though. Mickey and Minnie are super cute. Completely different Mickey in the package, of course, than what's shown on the back, because the Mickey in the package has goggles.
Yeah, like airplane.
Yeah, airplane goggles, and Minnie does not. So this is a nice little display piece that I thought Carrie would think was pretty cute.
Super cute.
So, nice little.
Good job.
Thank you. I try.
Mm-hmm. Way to think of me.
I know, right? There's one. This we've shown off a few different ones from this series. We're still not sure who exactly made them, but there was these hand painted ceramic Disney characters that we found. A couple of Mickeys, and we found
we have a Minnie.
We have a Minnie.
A
we have a Goofy. We have a Pluto. And this actually completes the series with Donald in a raincoat. They never had, and they're all licensed. They're all licensed, copyright Walt Disney Productions. They were licensed. They are all hand painted though, so they're all. You find different ones all the time. You find this Donald in a green rain slicker, in a blue rain slicker. We've got two different Mickeys that are completely different.
Yeah, different outfits.
We've seen different Minnies. We've seen a couple different Goofies. Pluto, of course, is always Pluto the same, but
we'd never seen a Donald.
Yeah, we'd never seen a Donald. And we were in an antique mall that literally was a high-priced antique mall. It was.
Yeah.
We were walking around at one point going, we're not buying anything in here because we can't afford anything in here. Well, we could, but Miss Thrifty over here was like, no.
We're on a budget.
We came across a booth, though, that had a lot of great stuff. And again, the prices were a little extraordinary. But he had like 40% off everything in his booth. And I think Donald was like $18. So we were like, well, if he's going to be that much off.
I think we ended up paying $10 for him.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's.
So whatever.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's buy him because we've never seen him in the wild. And who knows if we're ever going to see him again. So we picked up this. He's got a couple little chips on the front there and on his feet. But,
otherwise, I mean, looks fine to me. I mean.
Yeah, he's a little dirty, but it's not bad. But he's a great piece. And this finishes off the Disney hand-painted ceramic characters for us. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got one other one other breakable item down here.
Breakable. Oh, yes. Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus. These were, what were the brand?
Gorham.
Gorham. We've shown these off before. We found a bunch of Sesame Street ones. We found Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Oscar
It was
the
like
Grouch,
a whole set of them.
Grover.
We thought we had them all.
And then we were, I don't remember where we were.
We got this at my dad's toys.
Me and Dad's Toys.
Yes.
Near where the Kane County Toy Show and the Kane County Flea Market are held. They had this on the shelf, and I was like, well, it's $15. And Carrie's like, I don't know. And I was like, look, we've never seen this.
We didn't even know that this was... And then, of course, we get home and we look online and we're like, oh, well, yeah.
There's several others that...
Had we done our research.
There's several others of this brand that are out there that we have not run across yet. But Snuffleupagus was one we did not have. And, of course, he's Big Bird's best friend. And was imaginary for many years until he was revealed as being real. And they're very cool pieces. They're not really ceramic. They're I don't even think they're porcelain. They're oh my gosh, I don't know what these are made of. These are the same thing that you would make hand casts out of. Plaster. They're painted plaster. You can hear they're hollow. So they're put in plaster molds, and they're pulled out, and then they're hand painted. They're very cool. I don't know how much these were when they came out, because these came out in probably the mid 80s, and I bet you these were probably $40-50 a piece, maybe a little less, but they had quite a few of them, and they were in these beautiful boxes. And of course, we've only seen the boxes once with a set, and they wanted like $100 for this set of like Big Bird and Bert and Ernie and
like
the sign.
Main, yeah.
So, but Snuffleupagus was pretty cool. It's something that we can add to that collection, and we'll continue to be on the lookout for the other ones for that set. So, very cool. I got a few action figures here. I got one really cool, a New Adventures of He-Man figure, who's really cool. I love the New Adventures line, and this was one of my favorite. That I love Oculus, I think his name was. Sorry.
I love you.
Never had this figure as a child. We found him at a flea market. For like $3, and I was like, well, I'll buy him for $3, you know, why not? He didn't have his gun, but I was like, all right, you know, I knew he just came with a gun. Turns out that our old dealer friend here in town, Bob Goo, BG, had sold this guy a bunch of the figures, and I ended up talking to him saying, well, I picked up this, you know, New Adventures figure, and he's like, oh, I think I have his gun if you want to come by. And sure enough, I went by his house, and sure enough, Bob had the gun, so I did a little research for Bob on some stuff and got the gun for free. So I managed to complete this awesome figure for $3. But I love the New Adventure stuff. It's one of those lines that either people love or hate.
What does this do?
It makes his eyeball move.
Oh,
See, he
gross.
can look left or right.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yep. It was a big departure for the Masters stuff. You know, this would have been late 80s after Masters of the Universe was done. They did New Adventures to kind of keep it alive, and it didn't do as well. But it's still a fun, interesting line, and the space theme was always a big grab to me. Plus, the figures are just crazy cool. I mean, they're just creepy, weird characters. So, I can see you, Carrie. Sorry. Sorry, just put that there. And the next up, this actually comes from a buddy of mine from Don Blanco sent me a bunch of stuff. You know, we're still kind of showing off a lot of the stuff that he sent me. And this was one of those figures, and it happened to be a Panthro from Thundercats, who still kind of works a little bit. He doesn't have to work perfect for me, because he's going to go on the shelf with a few of my other Thundercats and go on display. So Panthro was one of the good guys in the line. He had a pair of nunchucks that had cat claws on the bottom of them.
Which you don't have.
Which I don't have.
Oh, let me guess, you're looking for those.
Keep my eyes open, but they're hard to find, and when they come up, people want $20 for them. Because they're rare. They're hard to find. Because kids lost them all the time.
Well, yeah, when you put little tiny accessories with the toy, what do you expect?
I always loved the Thundercats. These were a great line from LJN. They went through a couple series. You know, the later ones were really hard to find. Not a line that I'm actively going to try to hunt down everything for. When I find them for cheap, I buy them whether they have their accessories or not, just because, they're neat. Plus, it's a piece of my childhood. Plus, I never had Panthro when I was a kid. I mean, look at him. He's just freaking cool. Lion-O, let's go. Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Down. Sorry. Sorry, Carrie Ann.
This is what it's like when we go like in a store and go down the toy aisle. He has to play with everything. Even if he doesn't want it or he's not going to buy it, he's got to sit and play with it for 10 minutes. So this is why a lot of times I go to the store by myself because I can get in and out of there a lot quicker. Or I'll be like, go and I'll meet you in such and such aisle in 10 minutes. Still a little kid.
I have fun, dang it.
I know. I know it.
A couple of odds and ends. This was something
for me.
I know. This is something I found at our buddy Fred's house a while back, and actually Pixel Dan and myself both bought one of these because we were like, okay, this is just goofy and too cool. But it's this. Could get it off. There we go. It's this very cool. Here, let me see. That's fine now. That's good enough. It's this very cool, Noteworthy made these, but it's based for Batman Returns, and it's a Batman key buddy. And basically, it's just
put your keys on there.
It's just a plastic Batman that you would like put your house key on or something, and you would hang it around your neck so you never lost your key.
Oh, jeez. Never mind. Don't do it.
It's pretty neat. I think
I'm gonna leave them in the package.
I think I'm gonna leave them in this package.
These kids are like.
Yeah, these kids are like, oh, look at Batman.
Look how dumb I look.
That's the key. You can attach 1 or 2 keys to the key clip, so it's pretty neat though. It's
Key buddies are awesome. It says.
It's just one of those oddball items that's like, I have to have that. It's kooky, and why not?
Just like you.
And Pixel Dan was like, well, I'm gonna buy one if you buy one. I'm like, all right, done.
Well, next time you guys are out in public, you should wear them.
Wear our key buddies.
Yeah.
Like key buddy powers activate.
You could start like a new trend or something. You know what I mean?
That's
You'll
true.
be like, where'd you get that? I want one.
Be like, this is vintage, man. This is 1991 vintage. You gotta go hardcore
you gotta go back
for this.
in time to get this.
Hardcore. But I love the key buddy. It's such a goofy item. And then this actually was sent to, I believe Brent Scarano sent us this a long time ago. But it's a Mickey Mouse Notebooks transfers by Colorforms. There's actually, they were notebook transfers. Basically, you would
scene on the back.
Yeah, basically you would take the backing off and you would put them on where you wanted, and you would take a pencil and you would rub across the entire thing, and the graphite from the pencil would actually transfer the graphic from the sheet to a hard surface, whether it be a notebook or the little display scene on the back. Very hard to find in package because these got used, you know.
Well,
once they're used, you can't reuse those. Once they're transferred, they're done. But it's a neat little Disney item, and it's kind of hard to find, and it's in really good shape. I remember these vividly, though. I remember taking them and rubbing them. They made Colorforms made some play sets like that, where you, of course, once you put them down, you're one and done. Right. That's it. That's all you get. You're like, oh well, I'm done. I guess. You can
decorate your lunchbox and your bike.
You decorate a lot of different stuff with those.
Cool.
It's pretty neat. I got a couple of oddball board games to wrap up this show. This one is fun. Carrie actually...
We found that at the St. Louis Goodwill outlet.
At the very, very dirty Goodwill outlet.
Disgusting.
Both of these games that I'm showing you came from there. But this one was fun. This is actually going to be a sneak peek for you guys. If you get to see this. This will actually be one of the Christmas episodes for board. But it's actually Santa Claus the Game, where you get to be Santa! It's a very, very kooky game from a company named Lolo. It's a preschool game, but it's just...
It's not vintage or anything.
It's just a very weird, oddball game that I'm always kind of on the lookout for stuff for either Halloween or Christmas.
If you can see the board on there, it's very colorful.
The board is very, very colorful. It's a very goofy looking game, but...
And the pieces are sleighs.
There's sleighs and there's Santa pieces, and it looks like a lot of fun for a goofy little. But for a holiday game, you don't really find a whole lot of holiday games.
No, and that's why when I saw it, I was like, I might need to show him that because
we kind of went through it, and pretty much it's all there, so it's in decent shape, so it's not bad. And this next one, somebody fell.
Oops.
It was a lunchbox. That's all right. We'll get to that in another episode. This one was interesting for wrestling fans. This would have been 1985 from a company named Hemphill and Peak. But this was based on World Class Championship Wrestling out of Texas, and it's the official Von Erich family board game. And the game, it's for 2 to 4 players for ages 8 to adult. The game length is about 30 minutes, and it features Kevin Von Erich, Carrie Von Erich, Mike Von Erich, Iceman King Parsons, the One-Man Gang, Gentleman Chris Adams, the handsome half-breed Gino Hernandez, and Kelly Kaninsky. I did not realize that, I mean, of course, the Von Erichs, for anyone that grew up with wrestling in the 70s, especially in the Texas area, World Class Championship Wrestling was huge, and the Von Erichs were they were mega stars. They were
all in the 1950s.
Well, the World Class Championship Wrestling started in the 50s. Yeah. But the Von Erichs were huge in the 70s, early 80s before they had a lot of family problems. A number of them committed suicide.
One died. It says on the back here.
Yep. They had a lot of untimely deaths, and a lot of there's a lot of talk of the Von Erich family curse. So, but they were huge, and it doesn't surprise me that they had a lot of licensed products, and this being one of them. But it's such an oddball thing for them to make, you know, a Von Erich family game. And I want to look. The board is
it's supposed to be a ring.
It's supposed to be a wrestling ring, and you've got anyone who's familiar with vintage games will realize this board looks very familiar from a lot of games. And basically, you would race the pegs around until you got to a certain number. But the pieces are, you know, you've got all these
and it comes
these
with the cars
pieces
that talk about the wrestlers.
Yeah, Body Splash and
crazy.
Yeah, all it's a kooky game. But we found that at the outlet mall, and it's like
the Goodwill outlet.
The Goodwill outlet. And I think it was like, you know, it's all like 75 cents a pound. So it's like, well, we're going to buy that even if it's not complete, because when are you ever going to see an official Von Erich family World Class Championship Wrestling game? Never. But there you go, guys. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Collection Expansion Extravaganza. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll be back again real soon with some more awesome stuff to show all of you. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/ToyWorldOrder. Hit subscribe. It helps us out greatly. As well as check out our sister site, Board, as youtube.com/boardtheshow. And then make sure you check out ToyWorldOrder.com, where we host all of our videos and our shows, as well as our great podcast, David Duvall's Toys and Collectibles, and myself and Carrie and Married to the Collection. So make sure you guys check that out. And gang, until next time, keep digging, because you never know quite what you're going to find. Take care, guys. Snuffle up again. I love you, love you, love. Mwah.